BJ Beats.
Oh yeah, mic check, mic check, mic check. What is going on? Oh yeah, I like that adjustment with the black letters. Let's make a little adjustment on there. Okay.
Shalom, shalom. Praise to the Most High.
Praise to the Most High, man. You check all these sources. Let's see what everybody looking like, all the lives everywhere. And we about to get active, Lord willing. This be edifying and fruitful to the congregation.
Shalom, shalom.
Like you're just checking everything, sharing across these other platforms. So get right to it. Make sure everybody can see it. Yeah, I'm not sure early on my story. I mean, I forgot that. Let me do that right now. That's crazy. I don't know how I did that. I'm so lucky for that. I gotta do that now.
Yes, sir. Shalom to the chat. Shalom, family. Praise to the Most High, man. We back at it again.
Yeah, I'm tripping with that. I don't know how I did that. Let me share this real quick. I got a couple shares. Salakia family, though. It's all good, though. Better late than never. Maybe now when people see it, they'll be clicking right on. Story. Yeah, I'm tripping, y'all. It's all good, though. It's all good. Let me get these nasty too. That's right. I hear them sharing. I heard that. Y'all brothers feeling all right though?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, man.
Yes, sir. Can't complain, man.
Praise the Most High for that. Like you said, man, things can always be worse, and we know it's gonna get better. And that's a fact.
That's right.
Without a doubt. I know it is. I believe it.
Wholeheartedly.
There we go. Wholeheartedly, man. Ain't got no choice. The only way up from here, man. Jacob been a worm. It was only up from here.
Yeah, literally.
Jacob, man.
Literally.
Do we got a little lag? Is it a lag?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Shit, hope not.
I hope not, man. So, without further ado, let me actually put a like. If you haven't already, show some love. Get these likes up. You know what I mean? Shalom to everybody. Let me put my name back up here, the Lord. And we're going to salute in, man. First and foremost, I want to say, call her law, Yahawah by Yahawashai. And that's all praise to the Most High God, whose real name is Yahawah in the Paleo Hebrew. And we do so in the name of his son, who the world instantly calls Jesus Christ, real name Yahawah Hamashayacha. I am Brother Ratazian, and we are Yahawah's law keepers, aka YLK, until Judgment Day. Here to prophesy the uplifting of the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who come from the various 12 tribes of Israel, and to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom and infrastructure and government that the world may know as the United States of America. But according to the Bible, it is Mystery Babylon. It is Sodom and Egypt. It is the mother of harlots. It is the land of every foul bird, cage, beast, and abomination. And it is destined to be destroyed, man. So we come in and week out to reach the lost sheep of the house of Israel, who may look like any other nation under heaven. It's not just a so-called black thing, or not black Hebrew Israelites. We're just Hebrew Israelites. And people that say it like that always say black, you know, they have some type of racist undertone to them. But the children of Israel will look like any other nation under heaven, but it's based on the spirit. It's definitely a bloodline, but we're going to try the spirit by the spirit. The law is spiritual. So the children of Israel will be keeping the laws of God and having faith in who the word really calls Jesus Christ in the last days. That is our mission. That is what we're here to do. And all praise to the Most High for the opportunity to do so. I hear my brothers, as always, man. Let them introduce themselves. We're going to get right to it. Shalom, peace and blessings to everybody.
God. Shalom, shalom. All praise to the Most High, man. It's your brother Kanya. Yeah, we back again, man. Lord willing, brothers and sisters are, fervent for the word, diligent in their studies, fasting and praying. We thank the Lord every day, man. We have this privilege and this honor of knowing him and experiencing his love and his mercy, man. So all praise to the Most High. Yes, sir.
God, man. Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Shabia, Yahawah the YOK Detroit. Back at it again with my Aki on his live class. Week in and week out, man. Trying our best to feed the sheep, Lord willing. The Lord continuously increases us, man. Increase this gospel being preached to the four corners of the world, and Israel continuously being awoken to who they are. You feel what I'm saying? And coming back to the repentance and hearkening to the Most High God, man. That's what we're here for. We are here to teach our people, man. That's all praise to the Most High God, Yahawah. Let's dive all right into this lesson, man.
My God. All praises to the Most High, man. All praises. What's like? You about to say something?
No, I just said perfectly said, man. I agree with him. That's our purpose, man. What else is there to do, especially when you come into the knowledge and truth of who God is and what this damn program, this damn simulation that we are part of. There's no way you can go back to this and really be a part of it. Like, we have to deal with the system. We have to, live amongst these NPCs, but we understand that what this game is, and that this simulation that we in is coming to an inevitable end, for real.
That's right. That's right, man. Without further ado, we do this before we get into the lesson, man. We have a word of the day, something to meditate on, something to really, take to heart in these last days, man. So without further ado, is my screen showing? Because I think it's switched over, man.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Micah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. The brothers is telling me to go over this, and I was reading through it, man. This really stuck out to me. It was powerful, man. Especially something needed in these last days, right? So, like I said, man, this is YOK word of the day, man. Let's get into this. Micah 6, chapter 6 and verse 8 in the NLT. It says, "No, O people, says Yahawah has told you what is good, and this is what he requires of you, to do what is right, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." Right? It says, "Fear the Lord, fear Yahawah if you are wise. His voice calls to everyone in Jerusalem. The armies of destruction are coming. Yahawah is sending them." Right? And this is important for us in these last days. Of course, we understand that the Most High, he's direct. He shows us and tells us what he requires of us. And obedient children, they're going to listen. They're not going to put their opinion or their own interpretation on what they believe God is telling them. It's clear and it's plain upon the text, man. So understanding that, we know we have to keep the commandments of God, have faith in Yahawah, walk as a light, be watchmen. This is what our task is, because we've been woken up. And we have to warn our people. If you want to be wise, right, you have to fear the Lord, because there is destruction coming to this land. aka Babylon, America, right? And we have to warn our people. And the Most High is sending that destruction. So you have to you really got to take this to heart. This place and everything we see here is temporary, man. So all praise to the Most High. If you want to prove yourself wise, fear the Lord and obey His commands, man. So get into it, man.
So we back again, another week, man. Going into this series, man, the second installment of the 7 deadly sins, which means we will have 5 more after this, obviously, right? If you pay attention. But this is the second installment, man. So we're gonna go into, this installment, greed, which pride is the whole big umbrella. Like, if they look like those, those 3 circles. What is the circles called again? We just looked it up.
What is it, pictograph? Was it a pictograph?
What is the graph?
What is it? Venn diagram or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's a Venn diagram.
Yeah, Venn diagram, right? So pride, all of them, the pride will be the center of all of them. Like, it's that major one, and all the 7 deadly sins pretty much branch off of that. Like, they're all connected, and we're gonna see like how even the other ones connect with each other, right? So we're gonna go into greed. We want to start it off with the law, right? Because we are commanded. There's the commandments, right? And this is just what we're supposed to do and what not supposed to do. That's the laws of God. They don't change. It's more than just a 10, but we're going to go to the 10, right? So let's go to Exodus chapter 20, and we're going to build upon this and really going to just show, like obviously the whole term or the phrase 7 deadly sins is not because all these sins are deadly, because sin leads to death, right? But we just want to emphasize these type of spirits and, examples of what these things are and how they lead to other things, right? How it leads you is going to be sin upon sin, right? But we're going to go to verse 17. Verse 17. Straight to it. 7 deadly sins. Lord willing is edifying. Read this out.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Right. You can't covet anything that's thy neighbor's, anything that belongs to him, the woman, anything that's his, because what's his is somebody else is theirs, right? And what's yours is yours. The Most High gives everyone what he feels they deserve to have, not what we think, is what he wants us to have. And we just have to accept it and roll with it, right? And I want you to let's go to this word covet, right? We're going to dig deep into this, and we about to continue to build upon this. So we got to start here, right? This is a commandment. That's the 10th. Right? You always think about keeping the law. Well, that's the 10th. All right. Yeah. Covet, to desire. Covet, take pleasure in, delight in, to desire, to be desirable, to desire greatly, desirableness, preciousness. I love it. Pleasant thing, precious, beloved, right? So think about that. Lust after goodly, but think about that. How are you strongly desiring something that belongs to somebody else? How are you strongly desiring another person's wife, his things, his car, his house? Like, you have your own house, but you his neighbor looking out the window like, damn, I wish I had that. I wish, look at this woman out there. And you look at your eye like, well, this is like just crazy. Like, you got to think about that, to desire something that goes back to somebody else. So let's go back again, and I'm going to expound a little bit more on this.
Bring it back out?
Yeah.
Verse 17 says, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Right there. So that's the point. Anything that belongs to somebody else, you should not be strongly desiring. I don't care what it is. It can be his ink pen. It can be whatever, the brother's hairline, whatever it is. You can't be like, this and that, right? And, even just to expound on the light. So covet already is something else. You just, when you basically desiring something else. This is the laws of God. This is not us saying it, right? So to covet is to have a strong desire towards something. But see, the desire itself for something of yours is not the sin. It's what opens it up. So, right, towards somebody else, it opens up all the door to all the manners of sin, right? From gluttony to lust, and to what the topic at hand, which is greed. And depending on what is being desired will dictate which one of the 7 deadly sins it falls under, right? Think about that. That's what dictate what is greed. desire, you know, somebody else's money, or just to have all the money, like you want a job with somebody, and just say y'all do a business together, and it's a 7-way split. And now you cover there, but I feel like I need 3 of the ways, or I'm covering, he don't deserve the money, I want his money. You know, it will go, you know, greed. Or like you said, we eat food together, and you know, it's a pizza. It's like, I won't have the pizza for myself, and then y'all split it. You know, that would bring gluttony. Or like lust. Well, I'm desiring this woman. I don't care who she belongs to. You know, that lust. And then think about that. Somebody else's woman, so it's already there. Then that leads to adultery. You see what I'm saying? Then you will be lying, all this other stuff. So it goes down the rabbit hole, right? We're going to go to this next point. So I just want to get that out there, that's how that spiritual, that covetousness, that desiring, it leads to what's being desired, leads to which one of the 7 deadly sins you pretty much are falling under, right? Now let's go to Exodus chapter 18, and we're going to read a nice amount of this, right? And I'm going to stop you at this point that I got, right? Let's go to Exodus 18, and we're going to start at verse 13, right? And we're going to read. We're going to read now. I'll let you know. But
yep. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 18 and verse 13. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood by Moses from the morning until the evening. And when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, what is this thing that thou doest to the people? Why sittest thou thyself alone, and all the people stand by thee from morning unto even? And Moses said unto his father-in-law, because the people come unto me to inquire of God. And when they had a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes of God and his laws. And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, the thing that thou doest is not good. Thou wilt surely wear away both thou and this people that is with thee. For this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone. Hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shall shew them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do.
Right here, so to bring it up, Moses is looking for people to pretty much help in judgment. So Moses got a lot of different things to be attended to. So he don't need to be attended to every single thing in every small matter, right? You want to get wise men around you, wise counsel to deal with the smaller things, and they can bring it to you, right? So 21 is my point, but I am going to have you read more in, right? So look at this. Look at the type of men that he's looking for.
Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness.
No, loving it.
It says hating covetousness.
Okay.
And place such over them to be rulers of thousands and rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, rulers of 10s.
Right. So this is the type of men you're looking for. Men that fear the Lord, men of truth, hating covetousness. Well, if you're in the spirit of God and you understand, you hate that type of spirit on you, right? You can't be looking at the next one, because look at how he did this. He got rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, rulers of 10s. If they're not in the spirit of hating covenants, the person that's rulers of 10 gonna be looking at him, why he ruling 50? And the 50 is gonna be looking like, why is he ruling hundreds? And like, damn, I'm only ruling hundreds. This dude is ruling thousands, so on and so forth. We don't need to do this. We're placed where we're supposed to be for a reason, right? Let's go to this covetousness again. Let me just see this, because this is going to be a different word from, I believe, to covet real quick.
Let's see. Bring this up. Oh, yeah, definitely a different word.
That's that. You see this? Oh my God. You see how greed starts to come in with this? Because now it's profit, unjust gain, profit acquired by violence. You see what I'm saying? Plunder, by extension, by gain, covetousness, gain, lucre. So this one is just specifically going like unjustly gains. You see how greed, it will make you unjustly. You will get to rob somebody. You will take a life for money. You will take this. You know what I mean? So you see how these sins is going to touch into other things. It's literally those spirits are like sin upon sin. A lustful spirit will cause somebody to commit adultery. It will cause somebody to commit bestiality, homosexuality. Like if you get that bad on you, they just looking for a warm hole at that point. That is a terrible spirit. And that's why God ain't with that homosexuality. Because I don't know what people's thoughts are, but we know what God said is not right, or what's wrong and what's right? So you're supposed to fight that damn spirit, because that's what it is. Not like, I was born to love this. You're just giving it to that strong, wicked desire and that lustful feeling, and just think that you're supposed to love men. You're supposed to resist it until the day you die, if you are dealing with something like that. You know what I mean? But let's continue to go. That's what you're supposed to do, bro. And that's crazy. That covetousness on that is unprofitable, unlawful gain. This is literally going hand in hand with greed. Right? Because people will do anything when you're greedy. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I said, if we split something in a pie 7 ways, now his thoughts is like, I'm about to kill all 6 of these niggas and take this money. It's over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
They all gotta go. This is not enough for me. This is not enough. And it made me think of like Squid Games. If y'all ever watched Squid Games, and people was, they want to vote out. The greed was keeping it in there. They were losing their lives. There's all type of challenges. They like, listen, I got enough. We vote to be out. Other people like, no, it's not enough. Now they putting your life at risk, because the majority had to vote on who leaves and who didn't. Now they're ready to commit crime. They're ready to do all type of abominable acts and hateful things for greed, that spirit, right? But we're going to keep going. Let's go down to verse 27.
Bring it over.
Verse 22 says, and let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge. So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee.
See, so they broke it down. Like I said, those are there for the smaller matters, right? Let's keep going.
If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure, and all this people shall also go to their place in peace. So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law, and did all that he had said. And Moses chose able men out of all Israel, and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. And they judged the people at all seasons. The hard causes they brought unto Moses, but every small matter they judged themselves. And Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went his way into his own land.
All right, so just finish that out, just so you can see what was the purpose of him getting these people, right? But he didn't want them to have that spirit of covetousness in any type of way. It's just going to lead up to different things, right? And that start of that covetousness, or that greedy spirit, this is how it starts. Like having that's where the greedy spirit comes in, and it becomes a sinful feeling, or spirit that leads to acting upon other sins for personal gains. Literally. That's what it is. It's going to lead to a multitude of other sins, because you're just wanting and desiring something so bad. If the thoughts get more, at first you're going to go from stealing, and it's like, but then they notice they're stealing. Well, maybe I should kill them and then do this and that, right? And we just going to show them it gets really bad. And it's that spirit, that thoughts in your mind, right? So we're going to go to this, right? And just show how really that pride, all this stuff is really, all this stuff ties in, right? So I want you to go to Proverbs chapter 1. And let's start at verse 10, bro. Let's look at this, bro. It gets deep out here. It gets deep, bro. Start at verse 10. Yup.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit.
Why are they trying to do this? So now they plotting on somebody. Now they's plotting on somebody for what? What they about to say? Look at 13.
We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil.
Right here. So this is somebody. That's why it started out saying, if sinners entice thee, because this is obviously a sinner that's talking to you. Let's go and play. Let's lay a play down. Let's set a trap on them. We about to pop out on these boys, and we about to get everything we want. We're gonna fill our house with all type of precious substances and spoil. We about to spoil them. Let's go and do this. This is that spirit of greed, and it comes in and it leads to other sinful things. Now you're ready to rob people, and then you already know they always say a 211 can turn into a 187 at any time. A robbery can go wrong. People make the wrong false move. You can use somebody that's scary. A mistake can happen. A gun go off. Now, what you got to do now? What's going to happen next? You got to damn near kill everybody now. Now it's witnesses. Now it's all this other stuff. So it turned that bad. That that fast. And then you never know who you pulling a gun out on. Other people can turn. It just can turn into a whole ugly mess, right? But let's keep going. We're gonna go down to verse 19 because it breaks it down. Look at this. This is a spirit.
God. Verse 14. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path.
This is wisdom right here. Even then, look, think about this. The person is saying that casting that lots among us, let us all have one purse. He's still plotting. Wow, I'm like, how can you even trust a person? Let's throw it all in the same pot. Then he gonna rob everybody else again. This is the same thing, right? But don't even go their way anyway. And look what it says. We can finish at 19.
God, for their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood.
Make haste.
Yeah. It says, surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. And they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privily for their own lives. It says, so are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof.
Yeah, my goodness. Bro, that's some heat right there. They lay wait for their own blood. Ultimately, like, you doing all this, but what do you think is going to be your inevitable end? This is inevitable. You're plotting on your own self, and you think you're doing this. This is the spirit of everyone that is greedy of gain, that covetousness that Moses wasn't looking for. They said, we want people to hate that spirit. You were supposed to hate the spirit of greed. If you fear the Lord, if you really love God, you're supposed to hate that. If you're really a man of the Lord, you're not out here trying to just take everything for your damn self. You know what I mean? That leads to bloodshed ultimately every time. Every time it's going to lead to that point, because it's like, what if you just up your gun on somebody and they don't flinch, or you just come to that? I'm not giving you nothing. You got to take it a step further if you think you really want what you want. You know what I mean? It comes with that. Right? Now we're going to go to this next segment just to prove that, you know, pride is the root of all these sins. It leads to all the other 7 deadly sins, man. Right? So let's get Psalms chapter 10. I won't start at verse 2, and we can read down to like verse 11.
God.
Right. It's that root. We about to hit this a couple times just to show pride is that root. And it breeds that spirit of greed. All of this stuff. Because you got to think, what type of, that's some pride there to think that you deserve what somebody else has. Think about that. He don't need that for you. I need her. She's supposed to be with me.
He don't
want I don't care if he almost in the dish. It's mine. Teeth closed. It's mine. You know what I mean? That's some wicked ass prideful spirit, bro. We're gonna start at verse 2. We can read down to 11. Bible Kushah.
God. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Hold on, now I gotta let that one breathe. Look at that. Look what they're doing. The wicked in his pride persecute the poor. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're able to get to a person to rob them, that means they're not that far ahead of you anyway. You know what I mean? None of us can get to a level where we can just go and stick up the president or get to Putin. You know what I mean? If we can get to him that close, we obviously ain't that far off. You know what I mean? But then they probably want to persecute the poor because that's who they robbing anyway. Now the rich can do that. They robbing the poor anyway. But it said they're going to be taking in their own device that they have imagined. You done thought this out of your mind. You think it's going to go your way. And that's another thing too. Because people think like, I got the power, I got this gun. They think a situation is just going to go the way they want to. You ain't anticipating this other guns there. It might be another killer that you robbing. Anything. It might be a person that's like, I'm not willing to let this go. It is what it is. Shoot me or I'm about to shoot you. And they can go a whole nother way, right? But let's keep going, man. This is
even on the side.
Deep.
Yeah, I just had a quick side of that. Is go with Esau, like the pride part, because it's like they think they about to implement the mark of the beast and all of this stuff and take over the world. Not even they about to fall into that same trap of they whole downfall type.
Literally, Shab. Perfect point. Literally, bro.
Yep. They built all these nukes. They gonna take over the world with dominance and all of this, that, and the third. But they about to fall to the things they have made.
Damn. Fall to their own pit,
man.
Yep.
Watch this. It gets deep. Look at this.
Verse 3. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom Yahawah abhorreth. Damn.
You see what I'm saying? The spirit right there to let you know the wicked, they're boasting in their hearts and they blessing the covetous. But the people that fear the Lord, they hate covetousness, and the Lord hates it. So let you know this type of spirit, they're anti-Christ, they're anti-God. Look at this.
The
Keep
wicked,
going though.
Says the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. Damn. Says his ways are always grievous, like judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He have said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity.
Wow.
What type of pride is that? I'm never gonna be moving his mind, right? Keep going.
His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Damn. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He hath said in his heart, God hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it.
Right there, and we can really stop right there. And that just show you right there, like that's that spirit, like the Shab said, that's the spirit of Esau. This type of stuff right here, this is what they think. We've gotten away with it. They don't care. We've been doing it this long. Shit, we about to get this whole plan. Mark of the Beast coming. They about to do everything. We about to have our way. Do what the hell we want to do. We setting traps for them. Now I'm gonna set the trap for them. I'm gonna ask them to get some money, and they gonna take the chip, and then we gonna own them their souls and all this other stuff. Just thinking about like all the plans, but not knowing it's about to come crashing down upon their own head, man. And you see, like that's that spirit of the greed. Like he said, he waiting on the poor. You know what I mean? He's setting out a net to draw blood. Just do everything they doing. You laying in wait. You know what I mean? This is all stem from pride, but we're seeing how pride affects that spirit of greed. When a person just want that to oppress the poor, get all the money for themselves, and think that they're gonna have their way continuously, right? And I want to emphasize this point too with another way, right? Just to show that spirit, right? Let's go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and I need this in the NLT though. Start at verse 4. Watch this. Watch this. It's about like a movie. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, start at 4. Habakkuk Shah.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4. In the NLT, look at the proud. They trust in themselves, and their lives are crooked. But the righteous will live by their faithfulness to God.
The crooked as can be, the proud, right? But watch this.
Wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. They open their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many peoples.
Who does this sound like right now? Who does this? This sounds like America to me. Like you said, then you gotta think about you greedy, you ain't satisfied with your cut. You like, no, I need all of it. I'm insatiable. I want all the gold, I want all the oil, I want all the money. It's me. This is crazy. Yeah. Seriously, right? Look at
it's like a never-ending pit.
Never ending. It literally said they are never satisfied. Right? Keep going, bro. Get deep. We gonna go on to 13.
But soon their captors will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. You've become rich by extortion. And how much longer can this go on?
Yeah, how much longer, y'all? How much longer are the people of children of Israel going to be oppressed in Babylon? How long do y'all think y'all can continue to get away with chemtrails and poisoning our foods and robbing us from our money and keeping us away from our heritage and all this other stuff? The captives is about to taunt them, and we doing it right now through the spirit and power. Son YAHAWASHI. Y'all about to lose, right? Let's keep going.
Suddenly, your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all you have, while you stand trembling and helpless. Because you have plundered many nations, Now all the survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence. What sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly? You believe your wealth will buy security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger.
Hold on, bro. This is some heat, bro. Look at this. They build houses with money gained dishonestly. This whole country is built off of that. Then you think you buy security. Like I said, nothing is about to be safe for you in the day of the Lord. But your family's nest beyond the reach of danger, your bunkers, all this other stuff. You don't even know what sorrow really awaits you. And all the stuff you have done, the atrocity you've done for this money is about to come crashing down upon your head, man. Look at this, though, bro. Keep going. 13. This is crazy work right here. I ain't gonna lie.
It says, but by the murders you've committed, you have shamed your name and forfeited your lives. Damn.
Woof.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
It says, the very stones in the walls cry out against you, and the beams in the ceilings echo the complaint. What sorrow awaits you who build cities with money gained through murder and corruption? Has not the Lord of heaven's armies promised that the wealth of nations will turn to ashes? They work so hard, but all in vain.
This is ridiculous right here. Everything they done done is not about to be nothing. Everything in Babylon, all this stuff they done built, your houses, your cars, your Bugatti, well, all this other stuff you done stole and robbed people, and think of how many people they done had to kill to get out the way so they can come through with their plans, how much free labor they got from our people, how many they had to kill for them that wasn't willing to continue to go on and, you know, work and all this other stuff. It's crazy, bro. It's just crazy. And it's all about to come to naught, because thus saith the Lord, because it's been gotten unjustly. How can you even hold on to it? You can't hold on to it. It's impossible. It's literally impossible, right? If I get to this another point, just thinking, like, summarizes, like, greed literally will lead people into everything, like you said. So we done seen murder, we done seen robbery, we done seen, you know, just laying in wait for the poor, we done seen all this other stuff, right? But greed, in another way, it will lead people, you know, just other sins. It will lead to people teaching lies and all type of manners of other sins. Like we said before, they are never satisfied. That's why we must be content with everything. That's why God said it's okay. You know, it's a blessing to be content. It's a wonderful thing to appreciate what you have. Be content. You know what I mean? And that's why, you know, which leads to my next point. That's why I said the love of money, which is an idol, is not good. It's not a good thing, right? Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 6, right? This is how it all ties in together, bro. That's the spirit of greed. When it's like you love the money, it's like, no, we want money, all that. We want to do things with it, but think about it, it's a spirit that comes behind it when you love money, because now what are you willing to do? On the male side, you know, men willing to steal, kill, and die about it, right? On the women love money, they willing to sell their own body. They willing to do anything and everything for it. They set up a person and get them killed. They go to Dubai and get defecated on, you know, do sexual acts with a camel, or let all manners of stinky Arabic men just have their way with them, getting ran trains on them and defecated on and pissed on and all this other stuff for $100,000. Like, it sounds good, but like, does that really worth it? Like, you putting that value because you love this so much, right? But we're gonna start at verse 5 and keep this in the NLT, right? Just to get some context, right? Because Most High tells us, look what the difference is in the type of spirit. And people that are not content, really, they're not godly, you know, they're not. They're insatiable, they're unsatisfied with themselves and ultimately with God, right? But we're gonna let this speak. We're gonna read down to verse 10, 5 through 10.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6, and verse 5 in NLT.
Bring it out.
These people always cause trouble. Their minds are corrupt, and they have turned their backs on the truth. To them, a show of godliness is just a way to become wealthy.
Oh, now tell me, what did that sound like? Don't that sound like these modern day churches today?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Don't that sound like these modern day churches? Don't it sound like, I ain't gonna lie, like when brothers switch them doctrines up too crazy to me, that's what it sounds like to me too. You know what I mean? Because now it's like, let's talk about something else. I'm trying to get to a bag. I'm trying to get to some paper. It's about wealth. You know what I mean? It's a show of godliness, because it's like brothers saying we Israelites, but it's like, what is really going on? Because brothers not content with what they have and where we are. Everybody want to make it so big over here. But you already know making it big over here comes with a price. It comes with a cost that I'm sure my brothers are not willing to pay, which is your damn soul, your integrity, right? So let's keep going. Look at this. That's right. Let's keep going, though. Look, it breaks itself down. It's going to get worse. We're going to touch on this more just with these teaching lies for gain stuff, right? But watch this.
Yeah. It says, yet true godliness with contentment is itself great wealth.
Oh my goodness, right there. That is, I mean, it explains itself. That's fire, ain't it? True godliness with contentment is itself great wealth, bro. That is powerful and beautiful. All right. Let's keep going. I just want that to marinate. That's beautiful.
That's fire.
It says, after all, we brought nothing with us when we came into the world, and we can't take anything with us when we leave it. So if we have enough food and clothing, let us be content.
That's right. Now keep going.
But people who long to be rich fall into temptation and are trapped by many foolish and harmful desires that plunge themselves into ruin and destruction. Damn.
Oh my God, that desires, that covetous spirit, it plunged them into it because it's I just want to be rich so bad. And when it comes with that, now you're willing to do anything and everything for it. Lie, steal, kill, everything, right? And we finish with verse 10.
It says, for the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Some people, craving money, have wandered from the true faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows. Damn.
Right. So we have to be content. That greed is an insatiable spirit. It's a deep pit. You're never going to be satisfied, right? Everybody can want money, but we can't love money because you said it's the root of all kinds of evil. And you seeing it: pride, greed, rape, robbery, murder, bloodshed, lying, everything, right?
Yep.
We're going to go to this, right? Because it's like I said, it's teachers out here. It's so-called preachers and pastors out here that's teaching lies and teaching things for gain. They are here preaching prosperity, sow a seed, and well, I promise you're going to get 100,000. I promise you're going to get this. I promise that everybody can be saved, and the new covenant is for everyone, and everybody can attach on to this. All of this stuff is teaching lies for gain, right? And we're going to continue to go on this in the NLT. Let's get 2 Peter chapter 2. Start at verse 1, bro. It's about to hit hard. It's about to hit hard, some people.
Right.
Start at verse 1. We're going to get this one. We about to dig in deep. The danger of false teachers, bro. And look at this. This is all stuff that we're going to be identified later on, but I ain't going to jump the gun, though. But watch this.
This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1 in the NLT. But there were also false prophets in Israel, just as there will be false teachers among you. They will
now, hold on. Pause. They're even near. Hold on. They were always then. Like you said, there were false teachers back then, just as there were false teachers among you. So you got to think the scriptures, hey, they're always alive. And just like it was then, it's going to be the same thing now, right? Now just watch this. Look at what's going on.
It says they will cleverly teach destructive heresies and even deny the master who brought them. In this way, they will bring sudden destruction on themselves.
You can't tell me this ain't going on in a lot of places, right? If you know, you know. But that's all it's going to be to your self-destruction, right? Keep going.
Many will follow their evil teaching and shameful immorality. And because of these teachers, the way of truth will be slandered. In their greed, they will make up clever lies to get hold of your money.
Wow.
But God condemned them long ago, and their destruction will not be delayed. Damn.
And their greed. So you see how the greed this time is leading to people teaching lies just to tell you something so they can really get your stuff. But ultimately, bro, their destruction is coming and it's not going to be delayed. Look what he says, though. It's about to get crazy. Let's keep going.
It says, for God did not spare even the angels who sinned. He threw them into hell in gloomy pits of darkness, where they are being held unto the day of judgment. And God did not spare the ancient world, except for Noah and the 7 others in his family. Noah warned the world of God's righteous judgment, So God protected Noah when he destroyed the world of ungodly people with a vast flood.
Mm-hmm.
Later, God condemned the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah and turned them into heaps of ashes. He made them an example of what will happen to ungodly people. But God also rescued Lot out of Sodom because he was a righteous man who was sick of the shameful immorality of the wicked people around him.
Right? You need to be the spirit of Lot. You need to be in the
Mm-hmm.
spirit of Lot in this new place. Like we said, this is the new Sodom in Egypt. And they about to get that same thing that happened to the old Sodom was about to happen here. Literally, right? So we keep going. Just want to touch on that.
God says, yes, Lot was a righteous man who was tormented in his soul by the wickedness he saw and heard day after day.
Hold on. That's the spirit you need to be in right there. We are tormented by the things we see and hear over here in Babylon. This place is sick. Look what it's done to us as a people. I'm sick of that just alone by seeing the state of my people in totality. This is a disgusting place, right? We keep going.
So it says, so you see, Yahawah knows how to rescue godly people from their trials, even while keeping the wicked under punishment until the day of final judgment.
Mm-hmm.
He is especially hard on those who follow their own twisted sexual desire, who despise authority. These people are proud and arrogant, daring even to scoff at supernatural beings without so much as trembling.
Woo.
It says, but the angels, who are far greater in power and strength, do not dare to bring from the Lord a charge of blasphemy against those supernatural beings.
Mm-hmm.
These false teachers are like unthinking animals, creatures of instinct, born to be caught and destroyed. They scoff at things they do not understand, and like animals, they will be destroyed. Their destruction is the reward for the harm they have done. They love to indulge in evil pleasures in broad daylight. They are a disgrace and a stain among you. They delight in deception, even as they eat with you in your fellowship meals. They commit adultery with their eyes, and their desire for sin is never satisfied. They lure unstable people into sin, and they are well trained in greed. They live under God's curse. Damn.
Right here, you can stop there. They are well trained in greed. They commit adultery with their eyes. Think about their desire for sin is never satisfied. It's that spirit of covetousness. And that's why God told us not to covet anything. And you see that spiritual covetousness is still, you see how it goes back to that blanket of everything. It comes back to being pride, because that's one turn away from God. You don't think God is in the, paying attention to these things. Now you just desiring everything you see. And that's why they are trained in greed. They are lustful, all these different things, right? But we're on greed, and we see in this, like, how these people are willing to teach anything, teach lies, blatant lies that because you've been teaching the truth for years and years and years, or you may have been told the truth, and then you told, like, I can't teach this. If you want to get this, you got to teach this. And people are willing to go with it, right? And just, on another note, the scriptures tells us about this greedy or covetous spirit being upon the people in the last days. This is what it is, right? But we're going to see, people have been covetous. They've been this way because, like he said, false teachers, all this other stuff are gain. But in the last days, he said we should be seeing things more and more and more. And we're going to see all of pretty much the 7 deadly sins be poured upon people in these last days, right? But let's get this point, right? Let's get 2 Timothy chapter 3. And you get this in the KJV. And I just need verses 1 through 5. I only got a couple more points after this, and I'm a yield.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud.
Hold on. I ain't even know it said that first. Wow. Out the gates. In the last days, covetous. I want everything that you got. I'm just desiring, just want this and that. Then it goes to that boastful, arrogant stuff. It goes to that. That's still proud. It's like a proud on top of that. Proud again. Blaspheme. Just go ahead. You keep going. I just want to say that. Look at this, bro. Keep going.
It says covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Mm. It says traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away.
We're supposed to turn away from these such things and people that are like this. You gotta think lovers of pleasure more than God. That's what greed is. All these things with the pride it goes back to is people literally loving pleasure, lust. You know what I mean? It's loving that fleshly pleasure, sex, and all this other stuff. Greed. You know what I mean? Chasing this money, chasing whatever you want. It's still a pleasure. Slothful, gluttony. I'm loving the food. I'm loving money. You loving idols. You loving everything but God. But the thing about it is, it's our people that's fall susceptible to it. That's what I mean, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. These people are chasing other powers or things that they think is a power, like money. Money can do this, this, and that. And what's crazy is I think, like Shab said it so good the other day, like he had said, having money can give you comfort, but not happiness. And I'm like, oh my God, it just was like, that's literally all they can do. That's all they can do. You can be a little comfortable and still have a heartache and be by yourself and alone, crying yourself to sleep at night in a California king on a 2,000 thread count bed with nice pillows and stuff, and still be miserable as hell. But you're comfortable, I guess. It's crazy.
Man.
Crazy, bro. You know what I mean? So it said turn away from such, right? So what we must do as believers, as law keepers, as soldiers of God, as the children of Israel, as the hopeful elect, we must be an example of light in this wicked world and stay away from idolatry, which ultimately ties into being greedy or covetous. And we know idolaters will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. This is what greed, you see what I mean? It leads to either other sins. Now it's like it goes into idolatry. It goes to just think about all this different thing that this spirit, which God told us not to do. And that's why he's so perfect. And see that one sin, it could be a whole trickle down effect. It's going to lead you to do all type of stuff, bro, just from one little thing. It opens a damn floodgate, and it will knock you down and keep you down unless you turn away from this type of thing, right? So I want to go to Ephesians chapter 5 in the NLT. Start from the top and read down to verse 5. Again, Baba Kashai, NLT. I got one more after this. This is what we must do. All right.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 1 in the NLT. It says, imitate God, therefore, in everything you do, because you are his dear children. Live a life filled with love, following the example of Hamashayac, of Christ. He loved us and offered himself as a sacrifice for us, a pleasing aroma to God. That there be no sexual immorality, impurity, or greed among you. Such sins have no place among God's people.
Right here. So let's let that marinate. All these different things, right? That's impurities upon you. Greed, it's throughout greed, along with the sexual immorality, which stems from that lust, which ultimately stems from pride, which is, you know, it's just we see what pride did. We started with that. That's why we had to, right? But let's keep going.
Obscene stories, foolish talk, and coarse jokes. These are not for you. Instead, let there be thankfulness to God. You can be sure that no immoral, impure, or greedy person will inherit the kingdom of Christ and of God. For a greedy person is an idolater, worshiping the things of this world.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. I need you just bringing that back one more time. I was going to expound on, but I mean, go ahead one more time just for that. It has to.
Verse 5. You can be sure that no immoral, impure, or greedy person will inherit the kingdom of Christ and of God. For a greedy person is an idolater, worshiping the things of this world.
Right. Worshiping the things of this world, bro. And we understand that you can't love this world and love God at the same time. I said, for you are a friend of this world, you have enmity with God. Clear as day. And then, as I said earlier, like I said, loving money, you're loving idol. You are an idolater. For a greedy person is an idolater. That is crazy. It says it like, I mean, it's plain and simple. And like we said, these type of people cannot inherit the kingdom of God, right? and specifically idolatry leads to that. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, it's still like that same role. We just seen pride, we just seen covetous. It led to a greedy person. It led to a murderer, a thief, a liar, a plotter, everything down to a lover of the world, to idolater, so on and so forth. This is like a linear path of wickedness, right? And I want to end with this. Get this in the NIV, Revelation chapter 22. I just need verse 14 and 15. And I'm gonna yield with this, right? For a greedy person is an idolater, right? These people are not inherit the kingdom of heaven. So if you want to inherit the kingdom of heaven, we must be outside of this, right? Now just get verse 14 and 15, man.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 14 in the NIV. It says, blessed are those who wash their robes, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may go through the gates into the city. Outside are the dogs, those who practice magic arts, the sexually immoral, the murderers, the idolaters, and everyone who loves and practices falsehood.
Love and practices or teaches falsehood. Because you out here, it's all the same thing, right? Everything outside of the laws of God and what he told us to do is a falsehood. You will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be on the damn outside. It's over. So we must be a light to the people. We must follow the ways of God, imitate God in everything that you do, man. Hopefully my portion was edifying and straight to the point. Call Son YAHAWASHI HAMASHAYACH and Shalom, man. The water for the opportunity.
Powerful, man.
God. All these things go back to pride. You feel me? I was just thinking about just sitting over here meditating on it. You feel what I'm saying? If somebody is just greedy, you just feeling super entitled to some things. If you coveting, you just feel like you entitled to somebody's thing. That's a form of pride. Lust, you feel me? I deserve her. Like, what makes somebody feel like that? You feel what I'm saying? Ultimately, I mean, the Lord gives them over to that. You feel what I'm saying? We see it throughout the scriptures, man. And you feel me? That was powerful though. I'm gonna start off with grab. I only got a few scriptures for real. Grab Proverbs chapter 30. You can start at verse 5. We're gonna read down to verse 8. Verse 9.
You want this in the KJV?
Yep.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and verse 5. Every word of God is pure. He's a shield unto them that put their trust in him. Add thou not unto his words, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar. 2 things have I required of thee. Deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me.
Right. So whoever the author is of Proverbs 30, I believe it was the prophet's son from Proverbs 31, if I'm not mistaken. Right. But like, he had the wisdom to know, right? He said, remove far from me vanity and lies, things that don't matter and things that you shouldn't be telling people, which is lies, right? Then he said, give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, right? Now go to verse 9.
Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is Yahawah? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my God in vain.
Right. So we see right here, he's showing us the parallel, right, of when you do just say you are rich, right, and say lest he be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord? Right? You got everything you need. Why would you start to look to the Lord? You're going to start looking at yourself like, I did this, I got all of this.
Yeah.
Who this nigga
like
thinks
Deuteronomy.
Yep, exactly. When they say, yep, don't forget, what's that, Deuteronomy 8?
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
They say, forget not me that I brought you out of the land and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? And this is where that is just we have to be mindful of these things. You feel what I'm saying? Because once somebody gets certain things, it can possibly change you. Nobody everybody is susceptible to the things of the flesh, right? And this is why it's so powerful. We say, give me neither poverty nor riches. You're supposed to be looking to be maintaining. You feel what I'm saying? Having enough to bless people, but also having enough to know you can't just go out here splurging, because that's going to bring a certain amount of attitude or arrogance. This is why the white man feel like that. You feel what I'm saying? He been puffed up on high for so long. He done bombed people. This is why they say he said his nest among the stars, and his pride have deceived him, right? But then he said, on the other hand, lest I be poor and steal and take the name of God, the name of my God in vain, right? Just that covetousness. You feel what I'm saying? If you are in poverty, you could be start looking at your brothers just around you. Damn, why you got all this and I don't? I gotta change this. You feel what I'm saying? And that goes back to pride too. You feel like you need to steal. You feel like your brothers don't deserve this and you deserve more than them. You feel what I'm saying? And we have to be mindful of these things, right? And from here, grab Ecclesiastes 5. You could go down to verse 9 or 10. 10.
Or 10?
Yup, 10.
This book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5 and verse 10. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity.
Right. And this is why I said this earlier. It will never be satisfied. You feel what I'm saying? This is what the world has come to. This world that we're living in, where do they see this place going if they're just continuously chasing after money? If you are wise, you know once something becomes so easily accessible and obtainable, the value drops. You feel what I'm saying? This is
literally
like simple things, right? So the more they continuously print this money, they print all of this money, this paper money, this, that, and the third, is dropping in value, right? And this is ultimately what is going to happen, because somebody that loves silver, he will continuously try to hoard all this silver, hoard all this silver, hoard all this silver until it means nothing to him. Right? Then he gotta spend his whole life looking for that damn silver, right? Or he that loveth abundance with increase. You just love having a lot of stuff. What happens when you fall? What happens when you don't have these things? What type of person are you going to be, right? And we got a prime example of that, right? Of somebody in the scriptures that had the spirit of greed, right? You can grab Acts chapter 5 from the top.
God. Yep. You want the NLT or you want in the KJV?
Oh, you could bring it out or whatever. It don't matter.
God. Is the book of Acts chapter 5 and verse 1 in the NLT. It says, but there was a certain man named Ananias, who with his wife Sapphira, sold some property. He brought part
I
of
love
the
this
money.
story. I love this story. This is crazy.
Man, this is Says he brought part of the money to the apostles, claiming it was the full amount.
Right. So go ahead. No, you finish it out.
Time. Says with his wife's consent, he kept the rest.
Right. So Ananias and his wife Sapphira, right? They thought they could get off on the prophets of God, the damn disciples that walked with Hamashayac Yahawah, Jesus. They thought that they could finesse these people, right? All because, and this goes from pride and greed. This is a prime example of pride and greed. Because first of all, and his pride led him to lying, right? You feel what I'm saying? They didn't came together to talk about with his wife's consent. This nigga was obeying his woman, his brib. That's rule number one. He didn't already messed up. You feel what I'm saying? This goes with what's that in Sirach? We say many have heard. No, that's second Esdras, I believe.
Yeah, second Esdras. I think
many have heard for the
fourth.
Yep. You feel what I'm saying? With his wife consent, he kept the rest. Then to say, you keep going.
God says, then Peter said, Ananias, why have you let Satan fill your heart? You lied to the Holy Spirit and you kept some of the money for yourself.
Right. Look at this. So he has so much greed, right, that he wanted to keep this money from selling the property. And then he lied about it, right? This is a clear example of greed and where it can get you, right? Not even knowing that this guy is trying to finesse the damn disciples. Peter, this is crazy. Like, bro, you not just see him walking with Yahawah the whole time, and they doing all these miracles in the book of Acts, and they doing all of these things. You think you can lie to God? You can lie to the people of God and trying to finesse them? This is what greed and pride get you. He felt like he I guess he needed some more money or something. But that's the spirit of greed, and you feeling that arrogance, right? Keep going.
Time. The property was yours to sell or not sell, as you wished. And after selling it, the money was also yours to give away. How could you do a thing like this? You weren't lying to us, but to God.
Right there. You feel what I'm saying? You think when you mess with certain people that you just lying to them? No, you messing with God's people. Right? And let's see how God dealt with this man. Keep going.
As soon as Ananias heard these words, he fell to the floor and died. Everyone who heard about it was terrified.
This is what happened to Ananias. As soon as he heard them words, he died. The Lord took him from off this damn earth because he thought he was slick. Ananias thought he was slick. All because of greed, all because of want, all because of covetousness, all because of these. He had a strong desire, a lustful desire to have his money. Oh, I need this. I need this. Let me save it. I'm gonna give these niggas half, and I'm gonna keep the other half. You feel what I'm saying? It's really just sad, but this is what happens when you play that wicked role, right? Keep going.
God. Sis. Then some young man got up, wrapped him in a sheet, and took him out and buried him.
Put him in the dirt.
God. Just about 3 hours later, his wife came in, not knowing what had happened. Peter asked her, what was this price you and your husband received for your land? Yes, she replied. That was the price.
And her ass lying too. Follow right after her dumb husband. You feel what I'm saying? And ultimately, you feel what I'm saying? Like you say, from the wife's consent. So she led Ananias astray. Once again, you feel what I'm saying? This is what happens when you listen to your woman. You feel what I'm saying? With his wife consent. Why would he need his wife's consent to do something? Regardless if it's wicked or not. Why are you putting her in it? But you see, listening, having women in certain things, it just goes wrong, man. You feel what I'm saying? Because she was obviously unwise as well. She didn't warn him and tell him no. You feel what I'm saying? None of that. She went right along with it. Stupidity, right? Keep going.
And Peter said, how could the two of you even think of conspiring to test the spirit of the Lord like this? The young men who buried your husband are just outside the door, and they will carry you out too. Hold on.
Damn.
Hold on. Oh, God, I thought it said it was in another version. I can't remember what it said, but it was another one that was like, basically, they buried your husband, and they're going to bury you too. Like, it was crazy. I got to see what I can find.
Go to tools. Tools.
See.
Just go to Bibles.
See if I can find it. I remember. Dang, what's it? Slovakia. Now they all saying this one. Slovakia.
Yeah, it's all say carry you up.
Yeah. I thought for
but man, like imagine hearing that.
Yeah.
Like, you caught, you just drop dead. Damn.
That's tough.
And the Lord standing there sharpening that sword.
Man.
Yeah. Damn.
All right, keep going.
It says instantly she fell to the floor and died. When a young man came in and saw that she was dead, they carried her out and buried her beside her husband. Oh my God.
You get that verse 11 ended out.
Great fear gripped the entire church and everyone else who heard what had happened.
Right. This is the fear of the Lord. You feel what I'm saying? You trying to finesse God's people. You trying to get over and you lying blatantly. That is crazy. Like Peter told him too. It was your money to sell. It was your money to keep. Why you lying about the amount you sold it for? You saying this is all the money. That's just stupid. You just lying for no reason. All because you want to try and have more money. Like, come on, bro. That's just retarded. Right. From here you can grab Sirach chapter 23.
God.
You can start at the top. You can read down to verse 6.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 1. It says, O Lord, Father, and governor of all my whole life, lead me not to their counsels, and let me not fall by them. Who will set scourges over my thoughts in the discipline of wisdom over mine heart, that they spare me not from mine ignorances, and it pass not by my sins. Lest mine ignorances increase and my sins abound to my destruction. And I fall before mine adversaries, and my enemy rejoice over me, whose hope is far from thy mercy. O Lord, Father, and God of my life, give me not a proud look, but turn away from thy servants always a haughty mind.
So this is the things that we have to continuously pray to the Lord for, because we are all in the flesh. We are all still in this evil world, just ruled by temptations, right? It's temptations everywhere. And this is what we have to continuously pray to our God. Did he give us not a proud look and turn away from thy servants always a haughty mind? Be humble. You feel what I'm saying? Because pride, we know pride is the beginning of sin, and when one departed from his maker. Once you feel pride, once you feel like you're big and bad, you the big bad wolf, you almost up out of here. You feel what I'm saying? You almost up out God's dwelling place. You feel what I'm saying? Keep going.
Kind. It says, turn away from me vain hopes and concupiscence, and thou shalt hold him up that is desirous always to serve thee.
Right, vain hopes, right? 20 years from now, we could be balling in Babylon the Great. I'm gonna pull up in a damn Bentley truck. That's vain, bro. I'm gonna do all of this. You hoping in things that you know that has an end. That's nothing but vanity. You feel what I'm saying? Turn away from these vain hopes. Yeah.
Porsche. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? He said, and concupiscence, right? Let's look up that word concupiscence.
Check and get this. It's gonna be hard to. I'm going to type it
in. Right? Because let's see what this goes back to. Turn away from me vain hopes and concupiscence, and thou shalt hold them up that is the serious, always to serve thee. Let nothing. Look at that. Concupiscence. Strong sexual desire, lust, desire, passion, libido. Right. So it goes back to covetousness. Exactly. Goes back to covetousness. You wanting something that's not yours, or you fiending for women and all of these things. You have to turn your heart away from these things. Right?
Yep.
You go back to it, finish it out.
God. Verse 6. Let not the greediness of the belly nor the lust of the flesh take hold of me.
Right, the greediness of the belly, which goes back to gluttony. Let none of these things take hold of him, nor the lust of the flesh take hold of him. Right, the lies, the murders, the envy, right, the slothfulness, the pride, the wrath. These are all things of the flesh. Right, keep and finish this part out.
And give not over me thy servant into an imputed mind.
Right, imputed mind. Look up that imputed mind or imputed. See what that word means.
See what we're looking at.
Imputed.
Damn. Marked by contemptuous or cocky boldness or disregard of others, insolent, lacking modesty. Damn. So go back to like an arrogant. It's arrogant. Cocky boldness, an imputed mind. Right. And these are the things that we have to continuously watch out for. That pride leads to all of these things, man. That pride leads to all of these things. This is why humility is king. And that's why we got to continuously practice these things day in and day out and pray and hope that the Lord have mercy upon us from these 7 deadly sins, man. And with that, man, I hope my portion was edified, man. I'm passing on to my brother Kanye. All praise to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High, man. We see example after example of what we not supposed to be doing, and we praying the Most High keeps us from these things, man. So without further ado, I want to jump in, you know what I mean, straight with the words of our Lord and Savior, bro. And it's going to go in alignment, you know, through the spirit with what the brothers was bringing out. That greed of riches, of wealth, all these things, you cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven with that mindset or that spirit, right? So we're going to bring up this Matthew 19. We're going to read down a little bit We're gonna start at verse 16 about Shah.
God. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 16. Behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may inherit, that I may have eternal life?
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto me, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
All right. Yeah. Keep going.
He saith unto him, Which? Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right. So look, off the bat, he's telling him, if you want to enter into life, enter into the kingdom of God, right? Keep the commandments. We know one of the commandments is don't be covetous, right? So boom, he's telling him this, and watch what this young man says, right? Keep going. Or does. Salakia.
The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet?
Right. So he's saying, yeah, I've kept the law. You know, yeah. What am I still lacking? Watch what Yahawah says.
Jesus said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me.
Mm-hmm.
When the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions.
Right. This young man was well off. He was rich, right? And he had, and obviously it was greed on this young man because he couldn't part ways with his wealth. He couldn't part ways. And, you know, like Christ tells us, where your heart or where your treasure will be, where your heart will be also. Right. So you see this, and we're gonna keep going. Watch what Yahawah says. Keep going.
Verse 24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God.
Oh, Salah, you verse 23, Salah, yeah.
Okay, Salah. Verse 23. Then said Jesus unto the disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the needle of an eye, Salakia, the eye of a needle, than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God.
Right. It's because that greed envelops you. You get attached to your possessions, right?
Mm-hmm.
These people in certain lifestyles, when people are accustomed to money, they're fiending for it. You know, they don't want to part ways with it. They don't want to give to the poor. And like the scriptures tell you, you know, just as the proud hate the humble, the rich hate the poor. Feel me? It's a problem for them to give away the wealth that the Most High has blessed them with. Let's not forget that, right? So understanding this, Christ already told you it's hard. It's going to be very nearly impossible for a rich person, right, to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Why? Because the greed has gripped their heart, it gripped their spirit, right? And I want to go into a little story, right? I ain't had too much, but I want to go into a story, man. Like, and it was along the lines of Acts 5. This was crazy to me because not only was this person trying to hide something, you know what I mean, trying to hide something from the Lord, he completely disobeyed a commandment of the Lord, man. So let's jump into this. We're gonna jump around a little bit in this Joshua, right? Let's start at 16, read down a little bit.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 6 and verse 16. And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priests blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, Shout, for the Lord hath given you the city. And the city shall be accursed, even it and all that are therein, to the Lord. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in her house, or like with and she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. And ye, in any wise, keep yourselves from the accursed thing, that you make yourselves accursed, when ye take of the accursed thing, and make the camp of Israel accursed, and trouble it.
Yep.
But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Lord. They shall come into the treasury of the Lord.
Right. So he's telling them the Lord has given you the city. But for the gold, the silver, the the valuables of the city, those are consecrated to the Lord. The Lord is taking those things. Don't take them, right? Because if you take them, it's gonna make the camp of Israel curse, and it's gonna trouble it, right? Now, this is the warning before they go in. They know not to do this, but the greed is so heavy upon this man. And watch what the fate of this man is and his entire family because of what he did. Watch what happens, right? We can start at verse 1. Start at verse 1.
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 7 and verse 1. But the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing. For Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took up the accursed thing, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against the children of Israel.
Right. So he did the exact thing that he was told not to do. He went and took of some of those valuables that was supposed to go to the treasury of Yahawah. These are things he's stealing from the Lord.
Man,
look what that greed will make you do. Right? Not only we seen the example in Acts 5 where they're lying to the Holy Spirit, they're lying to the apostles, right? And now we got an example of this man stealing from the Lord, right? So I'm about to jump down a little bit. Let me see. Yep. Watch this. Start at verse 10.
Verse 10 in Joshua 7. And the Lord said unto Joshua, Get thee up, wherefore liest thou thus upon thy face? Israel have sinned, and they have also transgressed my covenant, which I commanded them. For they have even taken of the accursed thing, and have also stolen and disassembled also. They have put it even among their own stuff.
Right. So this listen, the Lord already told us, if somebody takes something, these things that he's saying not to take is going to trouble Israel. It's going to trouble the camp of Israel. Right. He's saying, he's reiterating it. Right. Keep going.
Verse 12. Therefore, the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies, but turned their backs before their enemies, because they were accursed. Neither will I be with you anymore, except ye destroy the accursed from among you. Damn.
Right. So now they can't even stand up in war. The Lord is not with them in war. Right. They're running. They're running from their enemy.
Got us looking like cowards because of this.
Yeah, coward. Yeah. All over some gold and some silver. Right. Watch this. Keep going.
Verse 13. Up, sanctify the people and say, Sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, for thus saith the Lord God of Israel, there is an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel. Thou canst not stand before thine enemies until ye take away the accursed thing from among you. In the morning, therefore, ye should be brought according to your tribes, and it shall be that the tribe which the Lord taketh shall come according to the families thereof, and the family which the Lord shall take shall come by households, and the households which the Lord shall take shall come man by man.
So look at this, right? So the Lord is like, okay, there's a cursed thing in the camp. Have everybody line up. Everybody, we're going household to household, man by man. We're gonna figure out who took it. Now, can you imagine what's going through the mind of this man who just stole from the Lord? Right? Can you imagine? Watch what he did.
He gotta be terrified.
Look, man, fear has gripped this man, right? But let's keep going. I ain't gonna jump the gun. When you watch what this man has done, it's all gonna make sense, right? Keep going. Verse 15.
Verse 15. And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire, he and all that he hath, because he have transgressed the covenant of the Lord, and because he has wrought folly in Israel.
Look what's about to happen to them. Not only is everybody getting lined up, and is one by one, and the thing that's about to happen to this person, and they're going to get burnt with fire. Him and everything he has. Gee, listen, man. Listen, right? So we're going to jump down a little bit to verse 18. Let's keep going down.
Verse 18. And he brought his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, was taken. And Joshua said of the Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord God of Israel, and make confession unto him, and tell me now what thou hast done. Hide it not from me. And Achan answered Joshua and said, Indeed, I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel, and thus have I done.
Yep.
When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish garment and 200 shekels of silver and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight, then I coveted them and took them, and behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. Damn.
Look at this, man. Look at this. Not only is they getting lined up one by one, he's getting questioned, and he can't lie. He cannot lie. And now he telling them, nah, I saw the money, you know what I mean? I saw the fit, I liked it, and I started cooking. I liked it, man. So I took it and I buried it. I buried it under my tent, dog. Like, shit. It is what it is. Watch what's about. Listen, this is the result of the covetousness. I want to see what this word is. I want to see if it's the same.
Yeah, I coveted them clearly. Wow.
Yep, it's the same word. To desire. Yep. To desire greatly. This is what he was doing. To lust. That's lust. Lust overcame him. Yep. He seen it. He was like, man, I need it. I need that. And then he's not only that, he's coveting the Lord's treasure.
Yeah.
This man is out of his wits. Look at what greed is doing to him, right? Let's go back. Let's go back and finish this out. Let's see the fate of this man and all his household, all that he has. It's grim. It is grim, right? So let's let me see. Yeah, go to 22 and 23. We're gonna jump. Oh no, actually, we're just gonna keep reading through. We're gonna keep reading through. Yep.
23 or 22. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran into the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Lord.
So everybody watching now, they done found them. They don't. Everybody's sitting there watching now. Like I said, I imagine what is going through this man's head. Not I've stolen from the Lord. He done line everybody up one by one. They don't. I gotta tell them where it's at. They find it and watch. And you already know what the punishment is because he shouted and told the people what it was gonna be. Right? Keep going,
man.
Oof.
Verse 24. And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan, the son of Zerah, and the silver and the garment and the wedge of gold, and his sons and his daughters, and his oxen and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had, and they brought them unto the valley of Achor.
Right.
And Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us? The Lord shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones, and burned them with fire, after they had stoned them with stones. Dang.
Yeah.
And they raised over him a great heap of stones unto this day. So the Lord turned from the fierceness of his anger, wherefore the name of that place was called the Valley of Achor unto this day. Damn.
Look at this, man. God, he got him and everybody with him. They got stoned to death. And then they got set on fire. Right?
Yeah.
And then they buried him under more stones.
Yeah.
This
then
is
they named
all
a place after him.
Shit, bro. Like, listen, this is all from that greed and that covetousness, man. And you got to think even so more in these last days. If you are enveloped with this, like Revelations 22 tells you, you are not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. You're not, right? Because you're making these things an idol. You're coveting them so much that you're willing to disobey the commandments of Yahawah, your God, right? So it's only fit that you get destroyed. You know what I mean? So all praise to the Most High family. Let's, you know what I mean, pray the Most High, safeguard our spirits and our minds. I always say this because, you know what I mean, it's wild out here. The spirits roaming around this land, man. So continue to pray and fast that the Lord does not give you over to these wicked spirits, man. With that, I yield all praise to the Most High.
God, that's I forgot about that story. That story is nuts. He had a monument made unto him for this.
Oh my God.
Just like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yep. Unto this
literally the value of a core. That valley with miles of stones on you. Like, it's crazy.
God damn.
Yeah, every time somebody walked past, they remember he tried to finesse the Lord.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn.
Clearly told you not to touch it, and you wouldn't touch it.
Damn.
I coveted them, man. I couldn't help it.
Couldn't help that shit.
And the Most High is crazy because we understand everything is the will of the Lord. A court had to be an example of that and why you shouldn't covet and be that. You know what I mean? He made him as that spirit to be an example. That is the scariest thing of all.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, because he had to be the example. So for the rest of the congregation to know, don't be this dude. He taught everybody a lesson.
Ooh.
Man, ooh, terrifying. Man, but all praise to the Most High. Like I said, this is part 2 of the 7 deadly sins. We're gonna have a playlist for it. Anytime we have, multiple segments or things, even like with Christian misconceptions, different little stuff like that, 7 deadly sins. It's gonna be a playlist where you can go back to it and watch them in order and fully get this information. And like I said, we bringing out some powerful stuff, powerful stories, examples, and the law of God and how He views these things, and and also give you the remedy of how not to be like this, which is ultimately, imitate God and His righteousness, keep the law, statutes, commandments, and have the faith and trust in the Lord, man. Be content in just a lot of different ways. Be humble, be meek, and you are going to make it. You're going to be all right. You know what I mean? If you do all those things, there shouldn't be a reason why you don't receive salvation. You know what I mean? You're doing everything that's pleasing to God. You're humble. You know what I mean? You're following His ways. You're keeping His commandments. You're having faith, being content, seeking Him, thanking Him, and making sure that you don't ever think that if you are fortunate that it's because of you. Never. Don't ever do that.
That's right.
All right. Be all right. All praise to the Most High. Hopefully this was edifying and straight to the point, man. I swear these weeks are like just going by so fast, man. I feel like we just was here, saying it's another Thursday. Now we did another Thursday and we did knock down the second, another part of the 7 deadly sins, man. Just that quick.
God. Yeah.
There's so much stuff going on in prophecy, man. We just seeing prophecy be fulfilled every single day, y'all. So just continue to watch and pray, man, and do the best you can. Be the best version of yourself you can. Hopefully, this lesson was edifying and straight to the point. If you haven't already, man, show some love. Get the lights up, man. Hit us up in the algorithm. Leave some comments. Tell your friends to come check it out. You know what I mean? Like, share, subscribe, and support if it's on your heart. At #Yahawah's Law Keeper, man. We're doing the best we can, trying to put this work out, put our brick in, do what we can for the Lord, man. And Lord willing, we getting the blood off our hands so that we can be redeemed and receive salvation ultimately, man. That's what we all are looking for. That's what we're hoping in the Lord for, putting our trust and our confidence in Him, because we can't be confident in anything else. We can't trust in earthly riches. We can't, be greedy or lustful or covetous in no type of way, man. We have to just desire the Lord. You want to covet anything, covet the Lord, covet to be Him, desire Him strongly. Strongly desire to have the Lord in your life, to have Him be your protector, your covering, and everything else. And He'll give you everything because He knows what we need before we even ask. Praise to the Most High. Y'all got any other points? If not, I'm probably going to salute out of here. Anything? Any messages? Anything?
Man. Just seriously keep the faith, man. Keep His commandments and fully trust on Him until the end, man.
That's right. That's right. For the people that know, it's been keeping the Sabbath and new moon, and new moon is Saturday evening. That's when the Sabbath will be coming in, a whole new month. You know what I'm saying? He's saying it's the 17th of January. That's the first of a month. All right, it's the new moon. So make sure you have a wonderful feast up for the Lord. Thank the Lord for everything. And Lord willing, we will be back with you guys again live on January the 20th, Tuesday evening, 8:30 p.m. Oh man, like I said, man, the water to everybody, that supports. The water to Yahawah, just for the opportunity to be able to teach His word, to know it like we do, to break it down, to go into it. And I pray that He keeps us on the straight and narrow path. I pray we continue to teach what He wants, not have itching ears and not go on to all these random heresies and different things, but to just stick to His doctrine, what He wants us to teach. And I pray, me and my brothers continue to bring out God's word the way He wanted, and not what we think or how anybody else sees it, but what He says. It's true to His words every single way, man.
Right. That's right.
So with that, I'd like to say, call Halal Yahawah by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shah. Shalom and a Habathum. Until next time, Israel. Kwam Yasharallah. Shalom.
Kwam Yasharallah. Shalom.
Kwam Yasharallah. Shalom. Habathum, family.
BJ Beats.